every brother that's caught in the crossfire. That's caught in the crossfire.
Without mercy.
How's it going, guys? Alninio here, and before we begin with this video regarding the Katarina rune page, masteries, and items, I have updated my Katarina guide, so if you want to know every single thing, like every single thing about Katarina, you can check out my Katarina guide down below in the description. And it is pretty damn long. There's actually like matchups. We have right here how to deal with matchups, and we also have the video versions of those. This guide is always updated for every patch, so if you guys want to always stay updated with Katarina, always like for any major updates, this is the place to go for. My Katarina guide is always up to date for every single patch. Here we have like frequently asked questions, shampoo nerf. We talk about the shampoo nerf and how to deal with that. And of course my stream right here. If you guys want to follow my stream, twitch.tv/Alninio9. Make sure to check it out. We play Katarina on there, and you can ask me stuff live, basically. So here, explain why Katarina, and it's pretty hefty, pretty damn long. A lot of stuff, runes, masteries, explained build path, items, like everything, even warding. So matchups as well, video versions of matchups, for episodes, for like how to deal with matchups, montages, coaching, all of it. So I just want to give a quick little brief showcase of my Katarina guide. So if you guys want to check it out, go right ahead. This is basically the short version of my Katarina guide. My party was disbanded. Okay. Basically, this video is like a short version of the full guide, so it's gonna be like maybe 9 minutes long, 10 minutes long, we'll see. But essentially, we go, first of all, 3 AP quints, which I think is very self-explanatory. I don't think I need to go too deep in detail with that. Your Katarina, you deal magic damage, you need AP quints. AD marks, because Katarina has AD scalings on Shumpo and Veracity, her passive. And going AD marks actually helps you with auto-attacking as well, because Katarina tends to auto-attack a lot during laning phase. The main reason you go attack damage marks is to improve your early game. And it makes you last hitting easier, it makes your aggression all in easier, you deal more damage. If you don't want to play aggressive in lane, you can go magic penetration marks instead and focus on that. Help level seals, because every mid laner needs help level seals. Again, pretty self-explanatory, I'm sure. Help level seals allow you to scale, and since you're an assassin, you're a mid laner, you don't build HP, you need scaling health. You could in some games build HP like Leandri or Rylai, depending on the situation, but essentially you need scaling health. Next up we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 magic resistance glyphs and 4 AP glyphs. The reason we go 5 MR glyphs is because we need that early little bit of protection. There are a lot of annoying strong mid laners right now in April 2017. Keep in mind this guide is being done in April 2017 to May 2017 for patch 7.7. But essentially 5 MR glyphs will help you in the early game against this Cassidy, against that Anivia, who are really strong right now and do plenty of damage. It's pretty obnoxious to deal with them in lane, so you need that little bit of MR in there. And the next, you just go full AP glyphs, because you need AP and you're an assassin, and you need that little bit of extra damage in there to really deal some pretty decent damage. So overall that's 20 AP, 19.6 AP, pretty good, you know, almost 20 AP basically. And you start with Dark Seal, so it gives you a little bit extra AP as well. So that's for runes. For masteries, we go right here. We go for sorcery, increase ability damage, fresh blood for basic attack, because you are all-inning early and you need that basic attack. You could go for this if you want. If you're not looking to play aggressive, you can go feast and sustain lane instead. But I much prefer fresh blood, because I play Katarina aggressively, and I think that's what you should do in laning phase. She's a very aggressive laner. Go for AP, don't go for lifesteal. You could put in 1 point here if you want, but I don't do that, I just go full. Double-edged sword over battle trance and bounty hunter. You could go bounty hunter if you're confident, but I suggest double-edged sword because it's just efficient and it really helps you, and it's the perfect one for Katarina in my opinion. Wander instead of Savagery, because you already last hit just fine with AD marks, and I don't think you need that extra little bit of damage. Instead, go for extra mobility. Assassin instead of cookies, and of course you don't need this. This is for junglers. Assassin over cookies because I'm not looking to sustain. I'm looking to deal damage and be aggressive in lane. That's my purpose. That's this build. This build focuses on early lane strength. Next up we go Merciless. Katarina doesn't use mana, so you need this instead. Deal 3% increased damage to champions who are low health, so that's PogChamp. Good stuff, go for that. You don't need Greenfather's Gift. You don't need this for support, so you do need Dangerous Game, which will restore your health for restore your missing health and mana for champions, kills, and assists, which is 100% good. Precision over CDR, of course, because you need that lethality and magic penetration over the CDR. You don't care too much about this, you care more about this. And of course Thunderlord is the best option here. You don't need this, and you don't need Storm Raider Surge. I do see some people go Storm Raider, but everyone usually goes Thunderlord as a mid laner, so just go Thunderlord, it's the best option. For items, we're going to go straight to my Katarina guide here. We go Dark Seal, 3 health pots as our starting items. Then we go Gunblade Rush. Keep in mind, you don't always want to Gunblade Rush. In some games, you actually want to rush a Negatron Cloak. Like, for example, if Kassadin is like 2-0 in lane or 1-0, I'd occasionally buy a Negatron Cloak and keep it. And then buy Gunblade. And then finish Negatron Cloak and buy an Abyssal Scepter. So in some situations, you want to buy different items. Keep in mind. Of course, when you do the Gunblade build path, let me quickly go to the build path right here. We buy Double Longsword, Hexed Revolver, Sork Shoes, Bilguar Cutlass, and then Gunblade. You want to build it in this order because Cutlass active damage really does suck. It only does 100 magic damage and it's not very effective. You're better off just going double Longies with Hexed Revolver and then straight into Sork Shoes because you need magic penetration and you need mobility. If you have enough money here, once you buy Revolver, and you have enough money for Gunblade, just buy Gunblade and then buy Sork Shoes after. But do not get Cutlass as a first item, because it just doesn't do enough damage, and you only need double longswords. So make sure you go for this, absolutely. Don't rush Cutlass, it really lacks out in your early damage. So if you build smart, you'll put out more damage. Keep in mind, that's very important. Now, once we do that, once we have Gunblade, once we have Sork Shoes, you buy situationally on whatever item you think is best for the situation. So, for example, Zhonya is safe and reliable. And if you're against a Zed player, or even AP Annie, right? Let's say you're against an Annie, Zhonya really does help you block her ulti damage. Like if you suspect she's going to ulti, pop Zhonya, completely ignore her damage. Luden, I don't buy this anymore, but it's still an option. If you want mobility and you love mobility and you're snowballing, go for Luden. Rabadon is the best snowball item, and something I'd always go for if I'm snowballing and I feel like we're just gonna win, no problem. And there's not gonna be any situations where I feel like I might lose. Rabadon is like 100% confident. Rylai, I don't buy this anymore, again, but some players do, so I mention it here. Rylai allows you to slow and it gives you HP, so it makes you survive to some extent, but again, if you want HP, Liandry is better, but even then I don't buy Liandry. I only buy it in certain situations where people are stacking HP and no one can be killed. That's when you go Liandry. Abyssal Scepter is a very good item against Kassadin and Nivea. These guys are just so good right now. It's so annoying to deal with them as Katarina. And you finish your Negatron Cloak basically. When you get a Negatron, you finish Abyssal Scepter after Gunblade. I wouldn't recommend rushing Abyssal because if you rush Abyssal, you do no damage. And Katarina is all about damage, so you need absolutely make sure you get Gunblade and then Abyssal. Just make sure to have a Negatron Cloak in there so you don't always die. That little bit of MR does help. So you finish your build with these two items, Void Staff and Guardian Angel. It doesn't have to be GA last item, but you do need Void Staff. Again, this doesn't have to be GA. It could be Rylai, it could be Liandry if you feel like you need it, whatever item. Here I haven't shown an example. So Gunblade, Sork Shoes, Zhonya, Void, Rab, GA. Or for example, if I'm snowballing, I go Gunblade, Sork Shoes, Rabadon, Zhonya, Void, GA. So build based on the situation, build what you think is best in the situation, and that's how you become a successful Katarina. Choose your item build paths and buy accordingly, and the rest is in your hands. It's all in your hands. Thank you guys so much for watching my short version of my Katarina guide. This is a pretty long guide, so if you want to check it out for yourself, it's going to be in the description below. Make sure you follow me on twitch.tv/Alninio9, where I live stream my Katarina games, not just Katarina. I also play other champions as well, like Warwick, etc., etc. So if you guys want to say hello to me on there and all that, and you know, ask me questions live, you can do that. Just make sure to follow me on twitch.tv/Alninio9, and that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Much love, big heart, big kiss, and I will see y'all on the Rift. Peace out.